Good morning to all of you, and today we are going to study the very third chapter, that is Gopal and the Hilsa Fish. This story supposed to be a comical story which contains lots of humorous activity done by one of the characters, Gopal, who and why he does so, that will be revealed in the story after listening, after studying, that we will come to know about all the things. Here it is the season of hilsa fish. Hilsa fish is supposed to be a very famous fish of West Bengal, where the people like a lot this variety of fish. It's all the very tasty, that makes the people very fascinated, very attracted, and let them talk only about its quality. And that's the reason the people all the time talking about hilsa fish. This is a comical story, you can see with the help of the picture. It has been described, picture description. You can see in the very first picture how the fishermen are just trying to fish, and that is the season of hilsa fish. They are trying to get it. And in the very second picture you can see that fishermen are just selling the fishes in the market. It is a lot in number, and the fishermen are trying and crying a lot and selling their fish at the very low price, because there is a lot. As you know, students, when there is lots of goods in the market and lots of things in the market, the automatically the price of goods going to be down, because the buyer supposed to be less and the goods supposed to be much. That's the reason it happens. All the same, it happens with hilsa fish. They are trying. Here what happens, that the people all around the West Bengal only talking about hilsa fish when it is the season of hilsa fish. One day, when the court was sitting with his courtiers, and he gets angry when all his courtiers even talking about only hilsa fish, hilsa fish. After that, he asks one of his courtiers, whose name Gopal, and says that if you let people not talk about for 5 minutes about hilsa fish, I am going to reward you. This challenge is going to be accepted by Gopal, and what he does, he suddenly leave for his house, and there he dress up himself like a comical person, like a joker. And how he dressed himself, that firstly he half shaved his beards, secondly he applied tattered torn clothes on his body, and third one, he smeared ashes throughout his body. And after that, looking his appearance, his wife wanted to know about this get-up, about his dress. That what's the reason that you have made your dress like that, like a joker? He said that I am going to buy the hilsa piece. She said that what is the just matter of dress that you have made your dress like that for buying? Is it necessary to make up yourself a comical person before buying a hilsa piece? He said nothing, and they started for um, buying hilsa piece. When he leave, when a child saw, and the child was with his mother, said to his mother, look, this comical person, how he is looking. As he had made his dress, that everyone looking towards Gopal forget about the world and talking about his comical dress. That the child says that look, it seems that he has come from the very different planet. The people started. He became the very center of attraction wherever he went. At last, he reached the market, and bought the hilsa fish and straightforward came to the court of the king. Suddenly, he came to the court of the king and wanted to just enter the court, but the guards there stopped him and did not allow him to enter the court. He started dancing and singing and said that I want to meet the king. The guards understood that this is a very mad fellow who has come from where. That's why they did not allow him to enter the court. They informed the king, and the king allowed Gopal to enter the court. The king understood and wanted to know from Gopal that why he had made his dress like that. He said that, Your Majesty, you forgot the day you said that if you let people stop talking about hilsa fish for 5 minutes, I am going to reward you, and that's the day today. After listening this, the king became very happy and rewarded Gopal. And you know why? Even in the kingdom, when he came with his dress and he had in his hand the hilsa fish, neither courtier nor people, no one was talking about hilsa fish. Only the people talking about Gopal, his dress, because he had made like this, and it was a challenge. And really, the people started saying, "Mad person, mad guy," but really, he was not a madman. He has made himself mad because he had a challenge in front of him to stop the people not to talk about hilsa fish, but to talk about to forget the hilsa fish and talk other things. That's why the people only talk about his dresses, and that's the challenge came true for him. In this way, the story finishes and he gets a reward. So, students, if there is something very attractive and fascinated in our surroundings where the people are very much attracted towards this and they were only talking about this thing, you can stop it by doing what? By doing better than that, as Gopal did. It's fact that Gopal hilsa fish was very famous, but it was a bigger challenge, and that challenge was that Gopal did that he made something extraordinary that the people stop talking about hilsa fish and they talk about only his dress. So all the same challenge comes in our life that when you have to just forget something or let people forget something, you have to do something extraordinary. That's why this thing can be done. This is the way the story finishes. And in the very next video lecture, we will do the question answer